January 15th, that was the day that US military aid was all used up. Since November, there hasn't been a lot coming out of the EU. Germany and the UK have increased their commitments. If you start looking around at other potential donors, you realize that if you look at the G7, there's some real inconsistencies there.
There are.
France and Italy have committed less than Lithuania, for example, like
Yeah.
600 million, 650 million respectively. Um, what do you say to this? Why are these allies not being called out?
Well, we don't know that they're not. That's the first thing in private. And I suspect that actually they are. The second thing is that a lot of the stuff that's coming in comes in at different rates. So when you say January 15, the aid was dried up, yes, but that's in America. There are a whole load of things that are in the train that are en route that are still coming in, even if they're bleeding in at different times. So the decision, when you talk about a Ramstein decision and they say, yes, it's not coming tomorrow, some of that stuff is 8 months, 7 months, 6 months, 3 months, doesn't matter. Each individual item takes depends upon the time, the transportation rates, the arrangement rates, and everything else. So there is still stuff coming in, even if someone says that, we haven't got any money now. Now, that money is the spending time, not the arrival time for money that was previously spent. So that needs to be understood. Now, going back to your political bit about countries like Italy and France, well, yeah, I mean, I've written about it several times that the southern area, France, Spain, Italy, Portugal, Greece, they're not delivering enough. I mean, Greece has got masses of equipment, but of course it's frightened of Turkey. Now, America has the capacity to put pressure on these people because of all the things that America does with them and how it supports them in various ways. So it's a pity that it has not come, but maybe more will come from them in the future because this is a long game. And therefore, some of the countries will be wanting to see they'll be wanting to see that they get replacement equipment before they actually hand over some of their older equipment, before they actually give things. But the bottom line is some countries have divvied up as much as they possibly can do. Some, like Estonia, have basically formalized it in law and will give basically a large chunk of their defense system. Some countries like Finland are probably still digging into the rocks to find what they've got there from 20 years ago that's available and useful, and they have got stuff. And there are others like Sweden that really hasn't got very much at all, because they cut their defense to the bone, like Germany cut its defense pretty much to the bone.
Is there a shift happening in Sweden, like is happening with the new
Oh yeah. Sweden knows which side it's on for probably the first time since the Second World War. And their chief of defense and their politicians are really getting their act together, and we need them to, because it's a capable country, and whatever they support us with is going to be good things in future, especially in terms of things like electronic warfare, where they have got that sort of brain and companies that can deliver stuff.